Many of you may not know this, but I actually get my morning inspo on Instagram looking for Kimberley Angoy modeling one of her salacious have to have it swimsuits, Suga Apple Swim. I mean, the body for days, and I absolutely love it. And I tell myself, I want to eat better. I'm going to exercise more. I'm going to get to the beach more. The beach is getting whatever body I give it. But today we have got the head creator and the owner of Suga Apple Swim. I'm so happy to have her. You're going to be happy you saw this. Kimberley Angoy, how are you?
I'm great, Gaina. How are you?
Fantastic. You always sound so quiet and demure, and it freaks me out at first every time because I cannot reconcile photo, Kim. Photo, Kim.
That's me.
That's you. It's all you. And I love the fact that you literally wear your brand, rep your brand, because I firmly believe you are the best person to show what Suga Apple Swim can do.
I agree. I think it's important as a mother, a wife, a daughter. I think people can relate to me as a real person. Specifically women, our bodies change. They go through things with or without children. Our bodies change. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about how the brand has evolved.
Well, we're going to talk a lot about that evolution. But first, give me an idea. Were you always a creative?
Absolutely, hands down. It's just something that has always been a part of me. I think maybe in my younger years, I didn't quite understand what it was. Yeah. But having supportive parents when I want to paint a wall in the house or do a mural.
A mural?
Yeah.
You got to do a mural?
In the bathroom, to be fair.
Okay, but you got to do a mural.
I got to do one.
I couldn't change a tablecloth, girl. Not one.
Yeah, so they were just super supportive. I mean, my parents allowed me to move the furniture around. They let me do almost anything. Almost anything. And then my art teachers at St. Michael's School were absolutely amazing and supportive and really made me push the envelope. Like, you know what, Kim, this is what we're doing. This is how you're going to do it. And I think it was actually probably fourth form at St. Michael's School when I realized I want to be an interior designer and I want to go to art school. Yeah.
And sometimes I find that just the way our school system is set up, artsy people can kind of get lost in the melee. Like, you're really good, they say, but what are you going to study?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
No,
and you're thinking,
absolutely.
no, I'm really going to do art.
Yeah. So while I have a very, very supportive family, at first my grandma was like, y'all are not sending that child to art school. Yeah. But I mean, it worked out.
Yeah.
It worked out.
And she probably said it from the depth of her soul, as in, I just want her to be okay and safe.
Absolutely.
And art didn't feel safe.
I think for her as well, at that time as well in Barbados, I feel like if art and design was just not as it is now.
Right.
And I think she was very concerned with my ability to make a living from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grandma just wanted what the best for her baby, but
I'm good, Gran.
Yes, that is fantastic. So what was life growing up for you besides painting murals in your bathroom?
What was life for me growing up? It was interesting. It had very many facets to it.
Okay.
Huge family, so very family based. Mm-hmm. But within that family, particularly on my dad's side, it's very entrepreneurial.
Okay.
So from as, I want to say maybe like 6 or 7, my dad used to either take us down to the office or bring the stuff home. And we would, at the time, they used to be like these guns that you stamp the prices onto the...
Oh, yes.
Onto the products.
I always wanted to use one of those. They sound fun.
But it's not the new...
Not like, the clicker ones.
Not the clicker one. It's like, this is a stamp one. Like you stamp it and you know.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's very, very difficult, actually.
No, it was easy. But that's how we started. And then eventually we started like weighing product and putting it into the bags. As we got a little bit older, we were in the supermarket merchandising. We got a little bit older. Our family has restaurants. So then we had to go into the restaurant and start washing the dishes. You get a little bit older, you get to serve the food. You get a little bit older, then you start to run the cash. And that was definitely a huge part of growing up. And it was amazing. It was amazing because it gave me the ability, the understanding to know just where everything comes from,
right,
and what it means to have your own and to get your own. And I think a lot of people aren't fortunate enough to have it. And it helps to mold you in a situation like this when you become an entrepreneur.
Right. Because I think a lot of the times people will see this and think, oh, this is fabulous. It's glam. She can wake up when she wants. She comes in with her huge shades and her cup of latte. And, you know, she's got her own. She doesn't have to answer to anybody. But it's the appreciation of the mechanics of every single thing is at you.
Yeah.
Everything is at you. And that's when the reality hits. But I mean, you've kind of been training for this now for a very long time.
Yeah.
Wow.
My entire life.
Yeah, pretty much. So when we were chatting earlier, we had spoken about not only the fact that you had started as an interior designer, because that's what you really went to art school for. So, I mean, we should be in here looking at statues and sculptures and well-placed fauna and all sorts of things. I mean, we still are.
Yeah.
But it's like swimwear. So I'm like, well, I don't think this is really what she meant by interior design, even though it looks fabulous.
Yeah.
So there must have been something that happened along the way that kind of shifted your focus to the swimwear that we know today.
You want the truth?
I really want the truth. Yes, that's what we're here for, the truth and nothing but the truth.
Okay. So I'm just honestly an avid beach goer. I love the beach.
Okay.
And in my last year at university, I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to start my own swimwear line. Granted, I did not start with the idea that it would be this.
Okay.
But something happened, i.e. my son.
Yeah.
And I quickly found out that I needed to do more. I needed to make more. I could not sustain us on my income. Mm-hmm. So backtrack a little bit. I finished university. I came home to an interior design job because I interned at a firm here, which all of my students and stuff like that, if you guys know that you want to, you know, have a job, you all need to intern, okay? Because nobody wants anybody without any experience.
Amen.
So go intern.
Yep.
So I was able to come back home to a job, and eventually that firm closed down. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna work the family business for a little bit. But Daddy wasn't trying to be like, oh, you're my daughter, you get him top dollar.
Oh, we had to work.
He was like, okay, well, let's see what you got, but you starting at the bottom. And I was like, okay.
Proverbial mailroom.
Yeah. And I got pregnant, and quickly that salary, it was not happening, you know.
Right.
And that was honestly the pivotal moment when I really started to work on Suga Apple.
It came out of a need then.
Yes,
because
it came out of a need.
A child is going to need things, and you need to make sure that you can meet those needs.
Absolutely.
So now it's kind of like, we can't look back. It's all systems go.
Yeah.
Wow. But at that time, as you said, you know, you thought about having a line, which means you could have only have put in X amount of thought into it before you had to say, look, it's go time. So how did we actually go from, I might do a line, to I have swimwear, I have actual products to sell?
Okay, so I guess because art was always just a part of me, I always had sketches. I was always looking at fabrics and colors and stuff like that. So when I realized that I actually had to peddle things out, it was really just a matter then of taking my sketches to a manufacturer to get patterns done and to start working on samples.
Okay.
And it was honestly a long process because balancing baby and finances, I couldn't just out a bunch of money into the process. There is a process when it comes to starting a brand.
Right.
Whether it's clothing, whatever it is, there is a process, and you have to do your samples and all that kind of stuff. And I had to do it bit by bit. And I honestly want to say it took me years to get everything to where I wanted it before I was actually able to start production.
Years sounds like a long time, because I could imagine that there are certain things hastening this process, but the reality is this is going to take years. How did you maintain your focus?
My child.
Yeah, pretty much asked and answered. Every time you look at this boy, we have to go back and sketch. Yes, we have to go back and call and see what's going on.
Yeah.
So clearly we have another life that is influencing all the decisions you're making with your life. But in my mind, there's no real playbook mapping out what you need to do to get this off the ground. So I anticipate a lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
A lot.
I want to say it was so much trial and error. At some points you feel downtrodden and a little bit broken. But it's really how much drive do you have to get what you want to achieve. So sourcing fabrics, finding my manufacturer, all of these things were difficult. Mm-hmm. Honestly, just difficult. The patterns that you want, the quality of the fabric that you want, all the branded hardware that I have now. I'll tell you a story. I started looking in the US because I feel like if in our minds, we're always told, oh, well, if you want to manufacture, you need to start outside,
where it's bigger, where they have the template.
Yeah. And so I tried that and I lost a lot of money.
Wow.
Yeah. And I felt a little bit crushed. And again, so all of this is honestly why it was a process of years.
Mm-hmm.
But, luckily, I'm home in Barbados. I have a great family support. So I just cover my pennies and go again.
Right.
And I was actually talking to my friend, Rochelle Paris from Pink Lemonade.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, listen, Kim, I think you should try this lady named Rosanna Mosley. I've been working with her. And, just see if she can help you. And y'all, I've been married to Rosanna ever since.
Dom, look away, but you get it.
And Rosanna is found right here in beautiful Barbados.
Yes.
And this is 6 years strong now that we've been working together, and to just see where we would have started and where we are now in the process of, figuring out the samples and the cuts and everything else, that when we do when I do sketches now, she very much it's a quicker turnaround time because she understands now what I want.
Right.
And who I am as a designer, I don't necessarily always have to put the fine print because it's like we're like a well-oiled machine now.
Got it.
Of course, if I've missed out something in my notes, Kim, sorry to bother you, but did you want this clean or elasticated?
Right.
And we kind of just go from there. So no, there is no step-by-step playbook, but if you want something, you will figure out a way to have it done, to get it done.
Now, you might have a well-oiled machine now, but as all of us know with machines, well-oiled machines have to be maintained and sometimes they have to be upgraded. Yeah. So how do you know when it's time to up the ante on the Suga Apple brand?
Well, I feel like I'm a big believer in now. So if I think something, I put it down to paper immediately and I go. I don't necessarily always release everything. I'm very much of a feelings kind of a person. So sometimes I might have a design that's sitting down there I've had designs for over a year, 2 years.
Oh.
And then I release them 2 years later.
Right.
So I want to say it's a feeling of when to up the end.
Like now's the time. This can come to market
this
now.
This feels right now. Yeah.
And do you find that somehow your brand has also changed with you? Because when you started, you were younger, although you can't tell looking at her, but you would have been younger. You had one child at the time, you now have two. You're more solid in your marriage. So you're grown Kim now.
Yeah.
How do you know when to bring your audience with you?
I want to say my audience is always with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think because I model my own swimwear so much and I post the morning pictures.
My morning inspo.
Yeah.
I feel like you're doing it just for me. Like, ooh, Gaynell's almost up. We have to get these pictures out.
Yeah. I think that is how they're. I feel like if the Suga Apple tribe is just invested.
It's right? Invested. It is invested.
And so they're just along with my journey. So I started out, as you say, I was younger. I think I had a different perspective on what was needed, what was sexy. And as I have grown, the designs have changed. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I go after now a bit more of a grown sexy. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some things that, you'll still get your thongs and your uber cheeky things. Mm-hmm. However, I feel like I have, because I've had children, and while I know a lot of people will be like, your body hasn't changed. It has changed, okay? And I feel like I just have a better understanding of these things and how to design for them with the capacity of what our machines here can do with what we have.
Right.
And so that is how it has evolved. I feel like even we have our dad tribe and our husband tribe now.
I love them.
Invested,
yes, because when the families go to the beach, they are just so dying to let you know this is a full Suga Apple family.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But not only that, I think this is probably my greatest joy is when I have the dads and the husbands be like, your swimwear has brought new life to my wife since she had our children, our child. For the first time, she has stepped out onto the beach confidently. And that's it for me.
That is huge.
Yeah.
That is huge.
Yeah.
Now, since you said confidently, I'm just going to throw confidently beautiful behind that. Mm-hmm. Yes, because I'm shamelessly going to let everybody know that Crown Events Inc., and they are the owners of the Barbados franchise from Miss Universe Barbados. Mm-hmm. For the last 4 to 5 years have been collaborating with you. So
Yeah.
the gorgeous swimmer that we see in the opening numbers. And then we see the Queen line that comes out. So we've had the Shannon, we've had the Leslie, we've had the Megan, we have had the Chanel, we now have the Hillary. We don't know who's coming next, but we know who's going to bring it to you. Suga Apple Swim. Watching you work is a thing of wonder.
Thank you.
It really is. And before we can let the dust settle, I know the phone is going to ring. You're like, so Brian, what are we doing next? And Brian is like, I haven't eaten breakfast, Kim. I haven't eaten breakfast. How do you stay so hyped and motivated?
The journey, it's just so much fun to create. And I feel like the team always has a concept. And I like to thoroughly think through the concept.
You do, though.
So whether it's through the design or the fabric, there's just, once I have that concept, like, you know, I could be in the fish market, I could be at the beach, I could be in the gas station. There just might be something, knowing that concept, that I see that triggers a design thought. So as soon as he knows what he wants,
Right.
I like to just have it in my back pocket so that I can start, you know, getting the juices flowing.
Girl, we love you for it every year, every year, every year. We love you for it.
Before you can get this, you've got to get this. Introducing TicketLinkz, a global online ticketing system and event promotion portal with a difference. We provide you with the essential services to ensure your event's checkpoints are secure, including fully customizable tickets with built-in security features. We also ensure your event is well promoted with advertising opportunities on our social media platforms and website. TicketLinkz is equipped to handle various events of any size, from music events to conferences and award shows. So when you're ready to make your event a success from inception, visit our website at TicketLinkz.com. TicketLinkz, your direct connect.
You are not going to be the only episode that has passed without mentioning the C word, COVID, because it is still very much with us.
Yeah.
And we have asked all of the ladies this because we genuinely want to know, one, how you managed to navigate that pandemic when everything just kind of halted immediately and virtually indefinitely. And two, what recommendation would you give to government or any government agency watching that would be helpful to entrepreneurs like you?
So for COVID, I think what we first have to do is to open our minds as entrepreneurs, not to rely on the status quo. For myself personally, with COVID happening, I saw and heard of so many people going into depression. They were getting concerned. And I actually had a friend called and they were like, you know, Kim, I see that you're still posting, but, you know, we can't leave home. Like, what are you doing? And I was like, well, you know, at the end of the day, if we don't, like, people are still enjoying, people still want something to look forward to.
Exactly.
And there was a period of time when I was kind of posting like little inspirational things as well.
I saw.
Like the captions and stuff like that. And I think that was subconscious. Like, I don't even think I realized what I was doing at the time. Yeah. And when I saw the response to the post, because I think with COVID, everyone thought, okay, well, the businesses won't be posting, the businesses won't be doing anything. But I felt like if I was getting such a positive response from the followers in the inbox, phone calls, like, Kim, you have to keep posting. Like, this is keeping me going.
I get up looking for this now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And so for me, when then things lifted and, you know, we had like our little time slot of when we could ease out the house.
Right.
I had actually taken all the stock out of the shop and I took it home.
Okay.
And because I started out from home, when I started my business, most of my OGs knew where I lived anyway.
I love the OGs, the Suga Apple OGs.
The Suga Apple OGs.
Why not?
And so I was like, you know what? We're going back to basics. Let's do this thing. And what we used to do is that I would put the swimsuit in the back of my vehicle. They would buzz me when they're there. I would unlock the vehicle. They would show me the money, put the money inside of the vehicle, take their swimsuit, and jet. So we didn't even have to...
Contactless delivery.
Yeah.
Look at the innovation.
Absolutely. And, I'd give it some time. Then I'd go outside with my Lysol.
Yeah.
Spray everything down. And even after that, I would put the money under rocks outside, just let them air out a little bit.
You are so me, girl. I thought it was just me.
No, it's not just you. And honestly, that is how I got through COVID.
Would you not have preferred a more structured and meaningful injection in terms of helping SMEs like yourself sustain itself? Because here we are now, post-lockdown, and it's small businesses keeping this island alive. Small businesses like yours.
Okay.
What could you have used?
So I'm just going to go into it more holistically. One, I do think that if we had... So right now I ship DHL.
Okay.
Y'all know I love y'all. Okay, DHL. So I don't really have shipping issues. However, it would be amazing if us as a CARICOM had like a CARICOM mailing service.
Okay, we're a 15-member block.
Yeah. How do we not have this is beyond me. And I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, I know we have LIAT and Quick Pack and whatnot. But I mean, like how we have Barbados Postal Service, can't we have like the CARICOM Postal Service? I just think there are just certain things that could make it easier if, companies registered with this service and we had a well-oiled machine, something like that. And then I also feel like if bigger conglomerates, whether it is the hotels or boutiques in larger establishments, get duty-free concessions.
Right.
I feel like we have to jump through hoops as small businesses here to get duty-free concessions.
And who would need the concession more than somebody who's small?
Exactly. And I think this is a fundamental problem with our structure. Yes, it can be done, but when you have, we have governments, whoever's in charge at the time, we always hear, we need more small businesses. We need more small businesses.
Yeah.
Absolutely we do. But what we small businesses need is the support.
Yeah.
I think we lack the support because at the end of the day, not everyone has the same background. Not everyone has the same ability to have that family grounding support. And so there are many people looking to the government for that said support. And I feel like if the huge conglomerates can get it, I just cannot fathom or understand why it is so hard for the small businesses that make our economy survive in a time like this.
Yeah.
Why it's so difficult for us to get these concessions. Every single swimsuit that is made in my shop is made right here in Barbados.
Yeah. Where's the incentive to keep that happening?
Absolutely. I am full of Bajan pride. It is an honor to say that these products are made right here on island. But do you know what would be even more amazing? If I could say, you know what? My government stepped up or whatever entity stepped up, because I've been to the entities before and I personally felt like I was treated like, oh, you're a little girl, you don't have
matter.
X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
And I was completely dismissed and pushed by the sideline. That didn't break me, but that will break someone. And I think it's things like that we need to pay attention to. when we keep saying we want entrepreneurs.
Yeah. We have to really walk the walk and not just talk the talk.
Yeah.
I need to know, though, because you've spoken very candidly and openly and lovingly about being a daughter, a mother, and a wife, which means you would have had a lot on your plate, homeschooling, working from home with the airing out of the dollar bills and resting them under rocks. That's a lot of pivoting to do. How did you manage to balance your care responsibilities and still manage to find an innovative way to run your business?
A whole tribe.
A tribe?
A whole tribe.
Wow.
An entire tribe. I am definitely one to never sit down here and act like I got this thing covered. No, y'all, I have a gang. So I have my family, my mom, my brothers, and my cousins. At any moment in time that I have anything to attend to, whether it is business or I want to go for a run to clear my head or whatever, someone there is going to step up to the plate. Where the kids are concerned, I have my sister wives. We carpool. Hey, I can't pick up so-and-so. Can someone help me? We have a little group chat. Hey, I'm going to be XYZ here. I can take your child home. This is what we're having for dinner. And that is how I manage. How people manage without a tribe, God bless you. But I need my tribe.
Yeah, and I think that somewhere out there, somebody older watching is saying, honey, that's how we always used to do it.
Absolutely,
we need to get back to that.
We need to get back to that.
You can't do it alone. And I think we need to stop glamorizing this solo effort that we've got going on.
I feel like doing all of this was not to be done by one person.
Yeah.
And I want to say that you also need to find your outlets. You have work and you have family, but you also need to find what is that one thing that when you do it, you don't have to worry about all the other stresses of everything else that you have going on. And in reading a book, like, you need a tribe, you know? So for me, it's my gym tribe. And funny enough, so I even have tribes within my fitness tribe.
Oh, my tribe within tribes.
You know, but at the end of the day, all of that is what keeps me grounded.
Kim, you have given us so much valuable insight, not only into the Suga Apple brand, but into the mind of Kim Angoy. So I've got to pick that mind one more time.
Okay.
What do you want ultimately for Suga Apple Swim?
So ultimately, I want Suga Apple to be a lifestyle. I want it to be a lifestyle brand. I want to bring it back full circle to not just swimwear, but design on a whole. So my prints and all that fun stuff, I want to start doing household things. And I want
talk to me now. Talk to me now.
Definitely full circle. I honestly have not quite figured out everything. When I was in university, I used to build furniture and stuff like that. So there's just so many different facets to me.
Yeah.
I kind of just need to navigate and figure out which one I want to take first.
I can't wait because I just want to be there. Oh yes, rest back on my Suga Apple throw cushion. Put your foot up on my Suga Apple poof.
Yeah.
Did you see my Suga Apple? You know, the interesting thing is, I never even asked you how you came up with the name Suga Apple.
It's somewhat hilarious. So, I actually was going to start Suga Apple with one of my cousins, but she lives in Florida, and I think the distance and everything else, it just didn't pan out. But her mom used to call us sugar plums all the time.
Oh,
sugar plum. And we were like, well, what if we did sugar plum? And I was like, but nobody wants a plum for a butt though. Like, it's a plum.
It's a plum, yeah.
You know? I was like, you want an apple. Like, it has more shape and it's more round. And that was actually how we came up with the name. Yeah.
Thanks to Auntie.
And
a butt.
Yeah.
Kim, it has been so much fun. so inspirational talking to you today. I feel like I could do this all the time, which means I have to be coming down to this boutique often just to see you. And if you all want that morning inspo the way I get it, tell the good people where to find you.
At Suga Apple Swim on Instagram. We also have a Facebook page and a website, www.sugaappleswim.com.
This is exactly what the Pivot series is all about. Women inspiring women, women owning their business, they're owning their successes, owning their challenges, and they're doing it right here in Barbados. This is why we love all of our pivoters, especially you, our, to borrow her word, tribe out there supporting everything we do every week. Make sure you click like, make sure you share, and you spread the sugar. Until the next season.